Hey there guys, what is going on? This is going to be the information video on Call of Duty Vanguard. This is going to be everything you need to know about the upcoming Call of Duty game, which is very exciting. First thing you probably need to know is the release date, which has already been announced as November 5th. That was revealed in the big trailer they did in Warzone the other day. We actually did make a video on that, which is very exciting. In terms of the development team, we have long known that the lead development team is Sledgehammer Games, who most recently developed Call of Duty World War II in the COD series, which after some initial struggles, in my opinion, eventually turned out to be a pretty good game. They also managed to produce the multiplayer on Modern Warfare 3, which is one of my all-time favorite games. So hopefully this game is going to be turning out absolutely fantastic. It has also been known that Treyarch is also continuing the Dark Aethers storyline in the Zombies game mode in this game, which makes for an interesting partnership between these two studios. In terms of the game engine, as you may have heard, Vanguard is going to be using the Modern Warfare game engine, or at least a slightly modified version of that engine, which I'm actually super stoked about. I thought the Modern Warfare game engine is just super solid, and I love the way that game plays. However, I would very much prefer if they didn't fall into the same trap that they did with the Modern Warfare game of adding loads of different doors to maps, entry points, and stuff like that. Just basically a lot of slowdown mechanics, including aggressively loud footsteps, lots of camping. If they get rid of a lot of that stuff from a lot of these maps, we should actually see a very good game at launch, hopefully. So again, fingers crossed. The alpha and beta testing, it has been revealed on Twitter today that the alpha testing is going to be taking place this weekend on August the 27th. And it will be only the new Champion Hill game mode, which is a little disappointing, but we will hopefully see more testing, more betas, more stuff to come to more options and consoles, and hopefully we do get a look at that very soon, and that is only going to be on PlayStation. We are also going to get the multiplayer worldwide reveal on Tuesday, September 7th, which is very exciting, and I'm sure more information is going to be available then. And then of course we are getting the Vanguard beta after that, and this is going to be held over 2 weekends, from Friday, September 10th to Monday, September 13th, and Thursday, September 16th to Monday, September 20th. So that is going to be over basically 2 different weekends, very close to each other. The first weekend from September 10th to the September 13th is going to be for PlayStation owners who have pre-ordered the game. And then the second weekend is going to be considered an open beta in its entirety for PlayStation owners. Those on other platforms will need to pre-order the game to access the first 2 days of the beta, which that being the 16th and the 17th, before it becomes an open beta for all platforms on Saturday the 18th to, of course, Monday the 20th. So, me, personally, I don't own a PlayStation, so we are going to be able to test this out on, I believe, the 16th and the 17th once we do pre-order it. But again, if you do have a PlayStation, PS4, PS5, you're going to be able to access this if you have pre-ordered the game on the 10th and the 13th. The Champion Hill game mode is going to be similar to how we had the Gunfight Alpha for Modern Warfare. In terms of knowing a little bit more about Champion Hill, we just received information that Champion Hill will definitely get a taste of those new weapons, operators, perks, and much more. But details are still coming out as we are making this video. So again, just keep in mind that things might change. We might actually end up missing something because information is getting revealed all the time. This does appear to be very similar to the gunfight tournaments that we have seen in Modern Warfare and Cold War, set on those specific Champion Hill maps, of which there are going to be 4 at launch and 4 in the alpha, it appears, being named Market, Courtyard, Airstrip, and Train Yard. Go check out the trailer if you haven't already. It's on Call of Duty Twitter. Very cool looking maps on that. According to the alpha trailer, you will have 8 teams and 1 winner. You'll also earn cash for getting kills, allowing you to buy different upgrades, which are probably going to be extra attachments or new weaponry, different guns. And the game mode is set to be 2v2 and 3v3 from what I saw, which is going to definitely make for some hotly contested matches. The campaign, the Vanguard campaign, is set to be set across 4 different major theaters of war, including the Western and Eastern fronts, North Africa, and the Pacific, which is actually very exciting. And it'd probably go without saying that the maps that we're going to receive in multiplayer are going to be set and span equally across those 4 theaters of war. I would love to see some sort of like Pacific style islandy based. I think that'd be pretty cool in terms of multiplayer maps. We've not seen too much like that before. But I definitely prefer if the campaign was slightly on the more realistic side and just keep the same goofy arcade style stuff for multiplayer. I've also heard that the campaign is going to tell the story of a squad being seen in the trailer hunting down the next big threat after the war ends, so maybe Hitler's successor or something like that. But again, we'll have to wait for more details on this. In terms of the multiplayer, we are set to receive 20 maps at launch, which compared to previous games is absolutely insane. The 20 maps include 16 maps that are built for the core multiplayer game modes, that being 6v6, and of course 4 maps being for the previously mentioned Champions Hill, that being, of course, what were they called? They were called Courtyard, Market, Airstrip, and Train Yard. The Gunsmith is also set to return, which is absolutely fantastic. The Gunsmith was easily one of my favorite parts of Modern Warfare and Cold War, but especially the Modern Warfare variant given the variety and depth of the attachments for each available weapon. I'd actually probably be a little disappointed if we did see a similar system to what we got in Cold War, where every weapon has basically the same attachments. They did address that sort of recently, where they are sort of changing up some of these attachments for these weapons, but the variety of the attachments, different choices and stuff was actually the best part of the Modern Warfare Gunsmith. It also seems that we are getting a different weird little caliber system, allowing us to change our ammunition, whether that be from like normal rounds to armor piercing stuff, or something like Dragon's Breath, or something that punches holes through walls. And as I said, something that punches through holes in walls is actually leading into a little bit of destructible environments. I'm seeing some word of semi-destructible environment, which is actually a little bit interesting. That would be some kind of first for Call of Duty outside of like that dynamic map stuff that we did see in Call of Duty Ghosts. Definitely does depend on how they address this, whether this will be a good feature or not. I'm a little pessimistic about this, but I'm not actually sure a Battlefield-style destruction system would work for a game like Call of Duty, as you'd probably just end up with no cover, and that doesn't really work for small maps. If this would just involve changing up lines of sight, for example, shooting out planks, shooting out doors, windows that are sort of boarded up, and actually make like new lines of sight and stuff like that, that'd actually be really cool, allow for sort of new running routes and stuff, and it'd actually definitely be pretty interesting. And it also makes for some pretty good content for stuff like the map series. As I mentioned previously, in terms of zombies, Treyarch is heading up the zombies experience for Vanguard, which is definitely a good thing. This zombies experience is set to intertwine with the Dark Aether story, and I imagine will cover as the precursor to the Cold War zombies experience. Classic World War II zombies action is going to be an absolutely fantastic addition to this game, and will definitely be available from launch on November 5th, and it does appear we'll be getting a detailed look at Vanguard zombies as All Hallows Eve does approach, according to the blog post that you can see on the screen right now on the Call of Duty website. Of course, Warzone. We got to talk about Warzone. It's not something that we're interested in playing with too much, but of course Warzone is being integrated with Vanguard, and Vanguard is being integrated with Warzone, and that's no surprise. And with the integration, we will see a brand new map for Warzone later on this year. Warzone is also getting an anti-cheat, which is very, very exciting across its PC experience, which is just so cool. Like, that has been definitely needed for a very, very long time. It's just one of those things where the game really, really should have had that already, but better late than never, I guess, and hopefully this does actually sort of address some of the cheating complaints. I mean, there's always going to be ways for people to get around it, and it sort of depends on how they do implement it, whether it's actually going to be effective or not. In terms of post-launch content, we are going to be seeing a similar stream to what we have seen in Modern Warfare and Cold War. As usual, by now, we can actually expect a massive calendar of content, including new maps, new guns, new game modes, new events, like holiday stuff, all these different things that are going to be available in the mid-season updates, season updates, whatever have you. We might even see some fan favorite maps returning from previous World War II style COD games. Of course, World at War, like World War II. We're going to see some interesting stuff here, so do keep an eye out for stuff like that. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much everything that we have known about Vanguard up until recording this video, which is on the 23rd. And hopefully you guys are as excited about Vanguard as I am, because it should be a great experience. I will definitely be covering all of the new information on Vanguard as it does become available, and it should be a great time for Call of Duty. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on if you do want to stay up to date with all the Vanguard content, all the news, all the current Cold War stuff. We will eventually be transitioning the channel to focus solely on Vanguard and maybe a little bit of Battlefield here and there, so just keep an eye out for that when that game does come out, and hopefully I will see you there. Again, thank you very much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!